Hi everyone, my name's Leyli. I'm from Bab Haus. We are cooking here today in Newport Market. We're going to be cooking Ghormeh Sabzi, which is the national dish of Iran. It's a beautiful, fragrant red bean and dried Persian lime herb stew. It's a really lovely stew to serve family and friends, to share and get stuck in together. To begin, we are going to take our lovely Welsh lamb shanks. You could make this dish with lamb neck, you could use Welsh lamb shoulder. Any of those cuts will work beautifully with this dish. Today, I've decided to use Welsh lamb shank because it's got the bone running through it. You've got the added extra flavour which will help to enhance the broth. So we're going to start with seasoning and then searing our lamb shank in our pan. So I've started heating it on a medium level. I'm going to get some salt. I'm going to season up some nice sea salt. I'm going to take some black pepper and some olive oil, and I'm going to oil the lamb first, just lightly. There's enough fat on the Welsh lamb shank. My pan's got nice and warm. We've got our seasoned lamb shank. Carefully place into the pan. The lamb's gone into the pan. We're going to brown it. We're going to get a lovely colour on it, and then we're going to take it out. We're going to set it aside. And all of the lovely flavour that we've gathered at the base of the pan, we're going to use that to saute our onions in for extra flavour. Now I've got a lovely golden colour on my Welsh lamb shanks. I'm going to take it out. We're going to set it in a tray and put it to the side, just so that I can pick up all of that flavour from the bottom of the pan with my onions and some diced garlic. We're going to sweat that down in the lamby fatty butter. And we're also going to add some turmeric. The turmeric's going to give a beautiful golden colour to this, and also a nice aromatic flavour. Persian cuisine is very delicate. We don't really have robust spices. Everything is very, very light and gentle. Mix this up. You can see the heat is very gentle, and we're picking up all of that beautiful flavour from the Welsh lamb shanks. I'm just frying it gently so that it gets a nice nutty note, slightly burn noisette. It just adds more flavour to the final dish. A hugely important component of this recipe are the Persian dried limes. Now, opposed to fresh limes, which are quite tart and very citrusy and sharp and sour, Persian dried limes are very gentle and aromatic, so it gives a beautiful contrast. We will finish the dish with some fresh lime, but the undertones of the Persian dried lime that you get carries through the dish. And so they're going to go into the pot. We're going to stir them up with the onion and the garlic, just so that they can mix up in the flavour. And I'm going to add my seared Welsh lamb shanks. They're going to go into the pan. Mix up the lamb shank, get all of that turmeric, garlicky, buttery flavour covered in them. It's now time to add our water. We're going to deglaze the pan. We're going to mop up all of that flavour that we've got at the bottom, and we're going to gently braise the Welsh lamb shanks. 1 litre of water going into the pan. It's enough to almost cover the lamb shanks, so that the water's come up to a boil. I've turned it down to a simmer, and I'm going to pop the lid on. We're going to leave this to gently cook for an hour before I add in the second part, which are the fried herbs. So just back to the meaning of Ghormeh Sabzi, the dish actually means fried herbs. So this part is just as important as the lamb. So these two work in harmony together. We're going to take the herbs, we're going to roughly chop them, and then we're going to let the blender do the majority of the work. Essentially what we're doing with the frying of the herbs is we're extracting the moisture out, and by doing that you're getting a much deeper flavour of each individual herb. So I'll do that in batches. We'll get the moisture out, and then that's going to be added to the braising Welsh lamb shanks. I've got my pan on a nice medium heat now. I'm going to take my blitzed up herbs, and I'm going to gently fry them off to get rid of all the moisture. So into a dry pan, I'm not going to use any oil or any fat or any butter. We're simply going to add it into the pan so that we can get rid of any of the moisture. So once you can see that the vibrant green has turned a slightly darker colour, and a lot of the steam has started to disappear, that means the moisture has come out of the herbs. We're going to just place it into a bowl, set it aside, and it's going to get mixed in with some gently fried leeks and some fenugreek before going into the braised Welsh lamb shanks. All right, so this is ready now. I'm gonna get it into this bowl. And then we're going to go again. We're going to repeat the process until all the herbs are done. So now all of our herbs are done, we're going to use the same pan and we're going to gently saute our leeks and our dried fenugreek. So we're going to fry these two together. We're going to add a little bit of butter now. You can use the same pan that you've used to saute the herbs in. We're just going to pick up all of that flavour again. The fenugreek is really strong. Using too much can make it really bitter. So you want to be quite light with the fenugreek. A little goes quite a long way. So I'm just going to add a tablespoon. That's going to be plenty to carry the dish. Gently frying off the leek and the fenugreek, and then we're going to go back in with our sauteed herb mixture. So our sabzi is ready to be added to the rest of the dish. Here we have our Welsh lamb shanks. They have been slowly braising for the last hour or so in our onion, garlic, turmeric and dried lime broth. So you can just see that lovely golden colour that the Welsh lamb shank has taken on. So once that's all in, I'm just going to gently mix the sabzi herb mixture around the lamb shank so that it's sitting in that broth, and that's going to gently simmer away and it's going to flavour the lamb just as it's finishing off cooking. I'm going to leave this to simmer for a further hour, just until the Welsh lamb shanks are basically falling off the bone. That's what we're looking for. I always use Welsh lamb in the restaurant or at home, simply because, in my opinion, it's the best lamb in the world. The quality and the flavour that you get is just exceptional. You'll see from the results just how beautiful it tastes. So another important component to this dish are red kidney beans. I am using canned, so I'll add these just towards the end to warm through. Now it's come up to the simmer, lid's going to go on, and I'm going to leave this to gently cook away for an hour, or at least until it's absolutely falling off the bone. Okay. All right, our Ghormeh Sabzi has been gently simmering away, and now it's ready to take out the dried limes and add in the red kidney beans. It's almost there. To complete the dish, a fresh squeeze of lime at the very end really brings it together, and then a nice pinch of salt, and then it's ready to serve. So I'm just gonna add this to my bowl of steamed basmati rice. I'm gonna garnish it with some finely chopped chives, some picked parsley and coriander, some very finely sliced red onion, and serve it alongside some garlic infused yogurt. So there we have it. We have our beautiful Welsh lamb Ghormeh Sabzi. It's a really delicate dish, all brought together with the exceptional quality of the Welsh lamb. Hope you enjoy.